In this video, I'll show you how to create a YouTube tag planning tool, where you can take the tags you use for each video, as well as the tags you're going to use for a specific video, show you the length of each, show you the grand total of each. Cell's going to show you the characters left that you have to use out of the 500 that you can use, and a final cell that's going to put it all together into a string that you can copy right into the tag field for your video setup. Let's get started. So I've got a fresh sheet here, and the first thing I want to do is create a border around the table we're going to create. So I'm going to take the first column and the first row and adjust them so we just have a little border around the whole thing. Next, I'm going to set up a tag info column. So I'm going to stretch out this column, and then I'm going to move this one in a little bit. So we're going to have the verbiage of each tag as well as the number of characters in each tag. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to set the top row color. I'm going to take this down, so we'll have about 15 tags, and we'll set those to be green. Then the cells representing the number of characters in a tag, I'm going to make those be blue. Underneath, I'm going to color where we're going to have the total for the column, and I'm going to make that be the same as the top. So now we'll insert the formula to count the length of the tag strings. So I'm going to come into this cell and type equal to start a formula, LEN, and that's going to give us our length formula. And now I need to pick the range for it to affect. So it's going to count this one over here. I'll hit enter, and now we're going to have the length of that cell. Now I'm going to copy this down by dragging the corner, and so now that formula is copied into all the cells that it's going to be counting. At the bottom of the column, we're going to put the total in, and then we're going to add a formula, so equal sum. And once that's done, I can pick the range we want to sum up. Click enter. So now that's going to sum up the entire number of characters. Next, I'm going to highlight both columns, Control C to copy, and I'm going to paste it right into the neighboring column so we can take care of both sets of tags. Let's go ahead and name these columns. So this is going to be the channel tags. Here's the length. Right here, we're going to have the video tags. And over here, we'll have the length again. And then I'm going to highlight all these and change them to bold. And let's center them right on the columns. Now we'll create the grand total. And let's go ahead and give that a little bit of color just to differentiate it. I'll go back to green. And in this cell, we need to put the total of both channel columns. So we're going to equal sum. And let's pick the range. So the range is going to be, we're going to pick the total here. Now I'm going to hold down the control key so I can sum another one that's not touching it. And then I click enter, and that's going to have the sum of both columns. Now let's find out how many characters we're going to have left. So I'm going to color this again. And for this cell, we need to have a formula to count the characters that we have left to use. Let's create the formula we need to count the characters we have left. So I'll click in that cell. I'm going to come up here and type in equals. So 500 is the number of characters you can have. So 500 minus, let's pick the grand total. So that'll be the total we have so far. And we need to account for the commas because that also includes against your total. So I'm going to do minus. There's a formula called count A, which will count all the values in a range that are not blank. So if we do count A, and let's go ahead and pick the range. So I'm going to start with this range here. And then I'm going to hold down Control, And now I'm going to choose this range here as well. So these are the cells that we want to count how many have actual values in there. So I'll hit enter. And now we have the 500 value. So that's the characters we have left, which is obvious since we haven't typed anything in yet. So now I can start popping tags into these guys. So I'll type, and you can see as I hit enter, it automatically filled in the length here, the total at the bottom, the grand total, and the characters left, which takes into account the comma delimiter in each one. So I'm going to start typing these in. So you can see I'm getting close to the 500 characters that I'm allowed by YouTube. So the grand total is up to 458. So let's add some conditional formatting to give us a visual representation that we're getting close to the 500 limit. Let's set the characters left cell to give us a warning when we're approaching the 500 character limit for YouTube tags. So I'm going to right click on the characters left, and at the bottom let's choose conditional formatting. Under Format Cells If, let's choose is less than or equal to, and we'll pick 50 as our value to start getting a warning at. And the style we're going to choose is red because red means warning. At this point, click Done, and it'll apply that formatting. So you can see here for characters left, it is red to indicate that we have less than 50 characters left. So the final piece of the puzzle is the cell where we're going to put all these strings together that you can copy into your Google Tag area. So I'm going to choose this row at the bottom, and it's going to highlight the entire row, but I want to leave off that initial column. So I'll hold down Control, click that last one. So I've now got everything selected except that column. I'm going to come up to Format, Merge Cells, and Merge All. So now I have one big cell that's going to hold all that text. I'm going to go ahead and fill it with a nice bright green. For the formula in this cell, we're going to use something called text join. So I'll come up to the formula bar, type equals, and text join. So that's the one we're going to use. And we have to specify the delimiter we're going to use, which is going to connect everything. So we're going to use a comma. Then I can move on to, should we ignore the empties? And yes, we want to ignore empties. So we're going to type true, if I can type this. And then next we need the range of cells that we're going to put together. So I'm going to choose these cells. Now I'm going to hold down Control so we can choose non-contiguous cells. So I got all these chosen. I click Enter. And now you can see we have one big long string that you can paste into your YouTube tag planning area. If you have any questions on anything we did in this video, please leave a comment below. If you just want a copy of this tool without going through building it yourself, I'll leave a link in the description so you can get off to the races of building your tags right away. Thanks for watching.